Hey everybody, Chad Brockman, MHOR R Raceway here. I was talking to one of my racers this past weekend, and him and his wife are getting bodies professionally painted by one of my local racers here in town. But they needed a body to run on their vehicle in the meantime while their bodies are getting painted. So they basically were just going to buy a clear body, spray bomb in a solid color, and run that until they get through. So I asked them if I could steal their bodies, and so I could do this video. I'm going to show you how to paint a body, a decent looking body, in 30 minutes or less. Now, it's no Larry Genova from Kustom Graphics, but it's something you'll be proud of because you did it yourself. Okay, you're going to need a couple things to finish this project. You're going to need some dish soap to wash out your greasy fingerprints and release agent out of the body. You're going to, of course, need some paper towels to wash and dry the body. You're going to need a heat gun or a hair dryer to help dry between coats. You're going to need, of course, some tape like this 3M blue painter's tape you can pick up at any hardware store. I'm also going to be using some paint masks. We have a nice scallop paint mask here, and then these right here are just basically 1/8" lines that I'm going to be using also. You're also going to need a utility knife or X-Acto knife with a brand new blade in it. And of course, you're going to need a body like this J-Concept finisher body here. And last thing, and most important, you're going to need paint. You're going to need a paint that is polycarbonate safe, just like this Spaz paint here. The Spaz paint works really well on polycarbonate bodies, and it comes in a wide range of colors. The other nice thing about this is they do have paints available for airbrush, and the nice thing about their airbrush paint is you just pour it in, and it's ready to go. There's no thinning required on their paints. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started here. First thing we need to do is we need to clean the body out really well. Let's go to sink back here. And using dish soap on a paper towel, rinse under water and wash and scrub the body out really good. What this does is there's a release agent that manufacturers use to release the body off of the mold, and then also all the fingerprints from you touching it and anyone else that has touched the body. I gotta get those off there. Any of these things will prevent the paint from sticking to the body, so you'll make sure you get these washed off really well. Rinse the body out really good. And then, of course, wipe out the body really good with a clean, dry paper towel or cloth or something. I usually use paper towel. Cloth sometimes have fibers that leave behind. Paper towel seems to work really well for me. Make sure you get the inside and outside of the body, dry it off really well. You don't want to miss a spot. We got it all done here. I'm going to adjust the camera here a little bit so you see a little bit better. There we go. Alright, first thing we're going to do, window masks. J-Concept was kind enough to include window masks in with all their bodies. To apply these window masks, just start at one corner and line up one edge. And then press the rest of it down with your fingers, starting from the center going out. Just like that there. Make sure you get all these down first. Again, I'm starting in the front corner. I align the bottom edge. And basically press my finger around everything, make sure it seals really well. We'll do the front window mask here. I'm going to align the top edge of the window mask with the body. And then do the center to the outside, so it's all sealed really well. These smaller pieces, I'm going to use the X-Acto blade to hold the pieces in place while I line them up, press them down. Of course, make sure you get the other side done. Just like that there. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the front mask in, the nice scallops. I'm actually going to fold the window mask in half. It's actually just paint mask in half. And find the center of it so I can line it up with the center of the body. You always want to work from the center going out when you're doing something that's crossing across the body like this. So we'll start from one side, center to one side, and then center to the other side. This way you make sure you get a good seal going across the whole area. You can see I'm using my fingers to try and really push the corners in, make sure those corners are sealed really well. You can actually see what's stuck and what's not if you look on the outside of the body. I'll work on the other side of the body here, using my thumb to make sure I seal those corners really well, and then stick it down. So you're basically going from the center of the mask to the outside edge, so you make sure you get a really good seal. I'm running my finger back across to make sure it seals really well. Now we'll start with the scallops. Just a nice outline of the scallops here. These are 1/8" strips cut across this paint mask. I'm just going to whip in some quick, easy scallops, nothing major. And as I put it down, I start on one edge and run my finger all the way across until I get to the end, and then I break it off. Start at one end, run it straight, and just use my finger to slowly press it down so I cross the other side and break it off. And one more here. Again, use my finger, make sure I press down the full length of it to make sure you get a good seal so paint doesn't seep underneath it. Little simple scallop design, nothing major. Just 2 scallops on each side, a scallop on the roof, and then 2 more scallops on the other side to kind of match it. Again, breaking off the ends. Just to make it quick and easy, I'll come back and trim up all the edges later. Right now, just trying to get a basic layout done. And still starting at one side. Pressing your finger all the way down it. There you go. If you like one of these sheets with paint mask pre-cut on it, like these 1/8" stripes, just contact me, Chad, at MHORRC@yahoo.com. Just say you would like some paint masks, and I'll gladly sell them to you. Just putting one on the roof on here. Actually, sorry, that's the side still. If you really have a hard time laying a straight line on the inside of your body, lay these paint masks on the outside of the body first, and then come back on the inside with another set of paint masks, and you can just basically lay them right where you can see through your body, and you can lay them right on top of them so you know you get them straight the way they look on the outside. Here's one on the roof. Something quick and simple. Alright, I'll take an X-Acto knife and just cut up these ends so they have nice points on each end. A sharp X-Acto knife definitely helps out. Don't press too hard, because if you press too hard, you'll score the body, and then you get in a hard accident and your body will break. I'm just pressing hard enough to cut right through the vinyl mask. I get each corner taken care of here. Also be careful with a sharp hobby knife. They are, of course, sharp and can cut you. I've got years of experience of cutting myself, and I don't recommend anyone else doing it. I'm just letting the blade follow along the side of the vinyl mask, so I have cut kind of a straight line. Then use the tip of the X-Acto knife to peel out the unwanted vinyl. A couple more here. There we go. I'm just checking the mask, make sure it's all pressed down before I start applying the blue masking tape to tape everything off. Okay, now we'll start with the blue masking tape to tape stuff off. I'm going to tape off the area I'm going to paint last first. So the very front nose of it, I'm going to paint last. It's going to be white. So I'm going to tape that area off first. It doesn't have to be pretty when you tape it off. You just want to make sure you tape the edges off really well. Make sure you tape off any area that you don't want overspray on. So if you need to cut them in small pieces to make it easier, it's a simple way to do it. I'm just going to tape off this front area real quick. The front nose will be white. The scallop lines that you see in yellow right now will also be in white. The main body is going to be regular pink color, and then the scallops are going to be a green with a marbleized black on it. The person whose body this is, she likes watermelons and likes to have her watermelon body, so this is her watermelon kind of themed body, minus the seeds, of course. So you don't have to tape up the whole front area, just the areas that need to be taped and you don't want paint to stick. The bottom areas that you'll cut off, they don't really matter if you get overspray there. Just make sure you seal it down really well for everything. And now we'll go to the sides and start doing the sides. I'll try and do these as big as strips as possible. The first area I'm going to paint is going to be the green, which is in the middle area there. So I'm going to tape off the whole back area, that's the pink. And if you hold up to the light, you can actually see right through the blue tape and see the yellow tape underneath it. I'm going to cut right across the top of the yellow tape and then peel it out. I don't want to cut to the edge of the yellow tape because you don't want the paint mask to seep underneath there or anything like that. I'm just cutting right on top of the yellow mask to make sure it seals off really well. Make sure you seal off and press the edges really well. Any area that this blue tape touches that yellow tape, you'll make sure you seal that off really well. And make sure you check both sides to make sure they are sealed. Sometimes you'll press down one side, but the other side will lift up a little bit. So make sure you check that and press it down really good. Use my thumb to make sure I press down that vinyl really well so it doesn't curl up on me. Push it back down with my thumb again. Tape it on the back area so don't get overspray back there. Here, almost got it here. A couple small spots here and there. Make sure you check the outside of the body. Make sure you didn't forget any area, like I just did. Check where all the cut lines and stuff are at, and make sure you don't have any area exposed that you don't want paint. First color I'm going to spray is going to be a Spaztics Candy Apple Green. Candy colors spray translucent, so when you spray them, you'll be able to see right through them. It's just going to have like a green tint to them. Remember, nice light coats. You don't have to get it all sprayed in one coat. This is just a really light coat. I'm going to go back here in the back and speed up the dry time a little bit with a hair dryer. Just like that there with the nice light coats. It doesn't take much to get the hair dryer to dry the coat. Then you'll be ready to start spray a second coat. You also make sure you spray evenly enough, but nice light coats. Back and forth motion. I start and stop the spray as I go across it. So start, stop, then start, coming back, then stop. Take a hair dryer to it, dry it real quick. The Spaztic paint definitely does dry a lot faster than most other paints on the market. So you can see it just has a light green tint to it. Now to make things a little more interesting, I want to take some Spaztics. This is actually their window tint. And I'm going to take it onto a paper towel that I used earlier. And I'm going to spray it onto the paper towel. Nice and heavy. So wipe the paper towel a little bit. I'm just going to blot the paper towel into the green, and this will marbleize the green a little bit. Kind of make it look like a watermelon rind is what I'm trying to make it look like. Make sure you got everywhere. And step it aside. Sorry about that. I help a customer out here real quick. We get started here again. Okay, I'm going to take some regular solid green here now. We're going to back that candy green and the black that we put in earlier. The nice solid green. I'm sure you're asking me why did I just not blot the black in and then back it in green to get the same effect. I wanted the black to have a green tint to it, so that's why I sprayed the candy green down first. We'll go back here and speed up the drying process a little bit. Hair dryer. You use a hair dryer or heat gun. I have a heat gun here just because I use it a lot for a bunch of different things. Usually one or two coats work really well. You can kind of determine how heavy the coat is by looking at it. The solid green actually lays on really well. So I probably am going to need one coat of it. Look at it really good. Yeah, it looks pretty good here. Yep. So let's peel out this back here now. Because I'm backing the solid green with a pink, which is actually a lighter color, I don't have to really back the green in anything. Use the tip of your X-Acto knife to help start peeling up some of this tape. Like I don't want any of this yellow tape to peel up, so I need to make sure I be really careful with it. I peeled up that corner a little bit, so I'm just going to press it back down again. Oh, going to start peeling up there. Have to hold it down one side and then peel. There you go. Off like that. Kind of work your way around here a little bit. Press down at any areas you see that are lifting. Take your finger to them and press them back down again. Again, using the tip of the X-Acto knife to work up corners so they're easier to peel. Like that there. Peel up the yellow vinyl, so I need to just be a little more careful. Try to separate the two from the blue tape and the yellow vinyl here, because I don't want the blue tape to come up. Nice thing about this blue tape, it doesn't leave a residue behind. It actually seals pretty well, and you can get it at pretty much any hardware store. Sure, all the edges are pushed down really good and sealed. Now we're going to take solid pink and spray this back area, a nice solid pink. Remember, light coats, that's all you got to do. This can will do quite a few bodies. You don't need to waste the whole can on just one coat. Nice light coat. The nice thing about a light coat, it actually will seal all the edges where your tape is at, so you're less likely to get bleed out underneath your tape. If you try it all in one heavy coat, it's going to bleed a lot easier underneath your tape lines. So if you're not paying attention, like I wasn't paying attention, you missed peeling a spot. So of course, you gotta go back here and peel a spot out carefully. Make sure you press the corners back down again, edges. Make sure you grab the right can of color. I've done that before. I've grabbed the wrong can of color. Again, we'll get some nice light coats in here. I'll go through here and put a coat across the rest of it. So I can seal pretty well. There we go. Looks pretty good. We have a nice green and pink painted on the body right now. Back to speed dry it a little bit. Doesn't take much. Like I said, this Spastix paint dries actually pretty quickly. And like I said before, this is going to be basically a three-color paint job. It's going to be the green, pink, and white. And since we're going to I want to back the pink and a white, you might as well spray the front white and call this job all done. So I'll peel out this front area here. Peel out all the yellow stripes that separates the green and pink. Make sure I didn't miss any other area there. All right, last color going to be solid white. The whole front nose is going to be solid white, along with the separation between the green and pink is going to be white. Again, make sure you have the right color. I've grabbed cans of silver before thinking they're white, and of course I've grabbed cans of red thinking they're another color incompletely, but again, nice light coat inside. See how it looks? I missed a small area mask over here in the far corner. Peel that up. Spray it white and dry it really good. The nice thing about using light coats, it doesn't take very long to dry it with the hair dryer. I'm getting a little anxious here. I want to peel off the outer coat. These outer coats are really nice. They prevent overspray on the outside of the body, but I think they really diminish of what the body's going to look like when it's done. At least they're clear now, so they look a little bit better, but the bodies look a lot better with just this clear mask off of them. So I'm done painting the white. Get it all clear mask taken off. Clean up my bench here a little bit. I would like to thank J Concepts for supplying me with bodies, and I also like to thank Spaz Sticks Paint for supplying me some paint for this project. The last thing we need to do is come inside and peel off the window masks. Using the tip of the X-Acto knife, I'm just peeling up one corner of it. So I can get my fingers in there. Peel it out. Make sure you don't forget these small back windows. There we go. We're all done. Painted body, 30 minutes or less.